Give me just a moment. I'll be starting in just 1 second. Gotta make sure I pull up all those comments. All right, let's see. Let's go through my list first. First question was my diet. Yes, I've lost and I'm still losing. I'm going to get back down to my old weight, finally. I'm actually on a diet program. At first, I changed my lifestyle. I didn't like to refer to it as a diet because that's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life, practically. And then I decided to try out a diet program. And that's even much more strict than my lifestyle. So it's dropping off. It's the same diet I'm going to be using to give to my clients. I'm testing it out for myself right now, see how it is. I always test diets out before I have my clients do the things. Okay, so number 2, my son, Christopher, competed yesterday in the physique contest. Unfortunately, the majority of the males, except for 3, my son and 2 other males, they were on steroids. But he placed 5th against all those steroid dudes. So congratulations to my son. Unfortunately, in the physique contest, like I showed you the photograph of the East Indian guy on steroids, yeah, those contests have been invaded by the roid junkies. There's a lot of guys on YouTube that promote using steroids. Hey, we're doing it for a lifestyle. No. Oh, but my T levels are low. No. That's not the real reason. They always lie to themselves. But that's not a debate I want to get into. Texting women. Okay. I have a case study I just uploaded to my fan page channel. It's about a 30-plus minute video. You'll look at a fellow that was able to attract a submissive female. Now that's different than a normal female. She's the woman that gives her heart and gives her love to you. And you go over to her house, she just nurtures you. She pays for everything. She takes care of you. And one of my East Indian brothers has a female like that. And a lot of people have asked me about texting women. So I created a coaching program for that. I have got a couple of people in it. Actually, my coaching class just ended. And I still have one client that meets with me once a week, every month. He's been doing it the last 3 months. His coaching has gotten so much better. His texting has gotten so much better. He's able to go on and use Tinder and attract women like that. He's able to text them good messages to get them respond like that. Okay? So in my case study, you're going to see me talk about the situation he ended up, because he made a post on the forum that a submissive was acting out. She was bucking up. She was pushing the relationship. And he was responding by thinking that dominant males always have to shit on a bitch. It's my way, only way. But a true master learns to read his woman and read what she actually needs. Sometimes, yes, she'll need a firm hand, so to speak. And I'm not saying put your hands on her, but she'll need a firm leadership. And sometimes you need to see between the lines and see what's truly needed here. So I did a podcast show on my site on this, and I made a video about it. In the middle of the video is my podcast show, where I will show you exactly what I told him to send to her word for word. Then you'll see the response the next morning. Now, my goal was to put her mind back in that enthralled state with just words. Just words, fellas. I've talked about the use of words, how powerful they are. Except we want to learn to become masters of words, not get mastered by words. Now, I did ban Tracy Jackson and that Villa guy. Okay, Tracy came in last night talking shit about me and Greece. Don't know if he was drunk or something, but I don't put up with that shit. As you guys know, I've given Tracy a lot of chances. I mean, if I even made a fucking video because he was whining about not doing YouTube live on the old channel. And I explained to him what happened. You guys know I did that, and I even did another video on it. That's just too much. That's a man that wants attention. That's a male attention whore. So he talked shit about me. He came in. I don't understand Trump supporters from another fucking country. You're not even in my fucking country. That I don't understand. We're the ones got to deal with Trump if he wins. Whether you're a Trump supporter or not. We're the ones that have to deal with this shit if he wins. Okay? So don't talk shit from another fucking country. That really irritates me. So that combination, I've had enough. That's why, one thing I'm going to be doing in the future is just doing coaching. Most of my videos will be very limited. Okay? Because of people like Tracy Jackson. I've done this too long. I've dealt with stupidity and idiocy too long. Now, some of you guys don't realize that you're being stupid and you're being an idiot because you're stuck in your own shit. Especially over the Trump thing. I understand why white guys are going to vote for Trump. I mean, the concept of having a woman president in the white mentality is not going to work. And then the first lady, the first man, what the fuck is that shit? I get it. So, but as I said, I have to go for who's going to do least damage to my race. Both of them are deplorables. I don't promote Hillary. I haven't said one good thing about Hillary, but I don't do Trump. And I'm not a white male, remember that. I'm also not a coon. So I banned Billy. I said, hey, stop. I told him to stop. When I tell someone to stop, and they keep coming back, I guess he's trying to convince me or something. I don't get it. You guys know how I am. You know that I see the big picture. And he thinks he sees the big picture and he knows people. Yet he came to me for 8 years but learned about women. No. I gave him his chances. He's gone. Now, got a message from Tristan. He's the guy that sends me a lot of these messages. Thanks, bro. That diet is a bit restrictive for me, though. And I lost all respect for you, Tristan. Sorry. I don't get that mentality. I'm on that same program. I just lost another pound yesterday. I don't, when you said restrictive, out the window. No offense to you, man. But hey, when I look at my son, what he went through to diet for a competition, restrictive diet, and I look at the fellows who pay their dues to get the physiques they want. But you have a good alternative, the paleo, because if you like to eat a lot of good steaks and meats, just chow down on meat, that's a great diet though. But when you said that would restrict that means that's your mentality. You'll only go so far. You won't give it the extra. And that's the difference between a worker mentality and a entrepreneur mentality. Now, my son Donnie just released a great video talking about that. I'm going to upload that to the channel as well. Either Facebook, probably both Facebook and YouTube. Listen what he says about a worker mentality and an entrepreneur mentality. Basically, he's saying, entrepreneurs, we have the mindset to go for it, to do the extra mile, okay? And obviously, you must be a worker bee. He writes, great uploads of late. You got any shows showing how to dress beyond the white shirt and jeans? Yeah, get an appointment with my girlfriend, Jovina. She has extra shows as a package. Her link is in my store, howtodressformen.com. Notice I'm always trying to push you to a product. I'm not going to sit here and go get my clothes again. I already did videos on my old channel doing that. I pulled out the shoes I wore in the game. I pulled out the shirts that I wore, stuff like that. I'm not going to do that again. Also, could you and Greece do a show on conversation reports of build likability during the life story? I can see Greece's face right now as he listens to this, like my face was. I don't know if I could work with you as a private client either. You're too much on the nerdy side. Likability during the life story. That means you're not listening to what I say about conversation. You're still looking for finite answers. I got someone for you. Actually, you need to get off my channel. I just watched a video of a guy what was that black dude's name I banned? Darnell! R.C. Madison. I watched his intro video. He said he was a nerd. Okay? But he dresses like he knows how to dress. He's just really good. I had Jovini come look at him, and she said, okay, I'd give him a 7, and then he opened his mouth and started speaking, and it went up. So that might be someone guys like you who are really on the left brain side can actually listen to and learn from better than you can learn from me. Okay? I realize I'm not the man for everybody. I'm not the instructor or teacher, coach, whatever, for everybody. And to create a good fit, I recognize that, there are some people that hey, I just can't work with them. All right. Next. Now I did this left brain style. I numbered my points for you left brain types. Doctor Strange. Yeah, Greece mentioned go see Doctor Strange. I actually watched it at home, but I do want to watch it on the big screen. They talk about, I believe it's the game, but it's actually the flow, because the flow is the game. Google the word the flow. I've talked about it often. You get into a flow. I recommend the movie, especially if you like Marvel stuff. So it'll be a good movie for you. All right, let's go to our comments. Let's start with the current fresh ones. What's up, Fishing for Love, Aries? He goes, looking good, Supreme. What diet are you on? What are you doing for your weight loss? Yeah, I found a diet online I thought I'd check out called the boiled egg diet. And I'm testing it out before I have my clients do it, because I love boiled eggs. And I'm still, like, for breakfast, I eat 2 boiled eggs and citrus fruit. So I haven't finished it yet. I'm eating slowly. Fish for Love goes, sorry. Tracy was just mad they can't ask questions for free anymore on your YouTube live videos. Shaking my head. I don't know. Weird guy. Strange guy. I've said it. You guys hear me talk about him so many times, and I don't know. He's like up and down all around. I just couldn't take it anymore last night. It's bad enough I got to deal with the Trumpers, and then across the pond Trumper? Jesus Christ. Can I get a break? And what really cracks me up, these guys think they're right. And he's right for them, as I said. He's right for a European descent male in this country. But if you're across the river, you shouldn't be saying jack shit. I don't go look at who's becoming the new prime minister of other countries, and give you guys my opinion. But people look down on Americans. We're Americans. We're the idiots of the world, and this election actually supports that. Comments. Majoni123. What type of products or coaching do you have for a 38-plus man, Supreme? And I invite him, go to my store, okay? Look at my products, see what you need. If you're trying to get into the game, you want an overall perspective, get some great advice on the actual game, get my product, 7 Steps, which is been retitled. I retitled it How to Attract Women for Caucasian Males, okay, to get a keyword that they would recognize. 7 Steps is the original product, okay? And I also took off the time element. I wanted people to go through that product slowly, but now you can go at your own pace. I give you my experience of the game, the overview. I talk to you about how to basically, if you read that program as it is, by the end of the 7th step, you should have a female. Period. Okay, I said a female. I teach you what will work for the game. Also, how to fuck women. That's the beginning of the product that I later expanded into how to make a woman come. Okay, everything that I've done, I expanded from that. Coaching, I'm working on my coaching site today. Going to make it look better and upgrade and all that kind of stuff. So that's always available. My new coaching program is I'm working with guys on communication skills. At the end of the year, my coaching students, you'll have access to all my products for free. My price will go up, of course, but you have access to all my products for free, and I've been going to coach you through my products. That's what I was missing. I should have offered coaching like for 7 steps. Along the 7 steps should go my confidence course, which has also my fear course in it. So that way you're growing your confidence. You're learning about, the 3 types of women. You learn about how to dress for the game. I have a section there. You learn how to fuck women. You learn how to communicate to women, how to talk to women. All those products, should be in the coaching program. So when you finish, you'll have a female, and you'll be well adapted to getting back in the game. As the private clients I'm working with are getting now. Skyline Success. At Time Index 933, you mentioned the book, How to Dress for Success for Men. Who wrote it? His last name is Mallory. 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 I think it's Bill Mallory. I don't recall. It's been a long, long time. Bill says, bow ties only look good on tuxedos. I agree. Now, when you wear a bow tie in a business situation, just so you guys are really young. You don't remember when I was young, back in the days, accountants wore bow ties. Nerd accountants wore bow ties. Okay? So in a business situation, you're seen as being less than. Now, we do have some oddballs. Someone's going to come back and show me some CEO that he wears a bow tie. Please, don't show me exceptions to rules. Don't do that. Okay? Don't play yourself like that. Panini Football. You are the best life coach because you teach us on all aspects of life. Thank you. I'm glad you see that. He goes, I wish you were my teacher at high school. That's what I'm trying to get across to you fellas. I don't just teach about pussy. You notice how let's look at Tariq Nasheed. He started off as a dating coach as well, or giving dating advice. And he switched over to teaching African Americans, our real history. I started doing that back in 2009. When there was a Caucasian male named, and I remember the name, it'll come to you in a second, I just, Silver Fox. And he said that there's no way blacks were in South America. That's what got me into it. Actually, that happened in 2008. In 2009, I started doing Black history on my forum. I started learning. That's when I really got into it. And I was trying to help black members improve their confidence. Because as the people who are my high school, people I knew in high school, as I'm trying to show them who are Trumpers, you have to walk in our shoes to understand what we go through. And I'm not going to try to push the whole race thing here, but you have to really understand what it's like for black folks, especially those of us who are intelligent. Now, I know the media showed you all the grilled teeth black dudes and the sagging and the braids and all that kind of stuff, and you believe they're raping white women out there, and that's just not the truth. That's another reason why I banned that Philly guy. It was over, I made the post, or I showed the FBI stats that Caucasian males do 66% of the rapes out there. And the white supremacists like to look at, well, you guys are, and he even got it wrong. He said we were 20% of the population. We're only 14%. So really, he was full of shit. Anyway, but you guys are only 14%, and you're doing 33% of the rapes. They want to look at, the percent of the population, or the population. And it will never be equal. We have to raise our population up to their population, see what the difference would be. Because there's such a size difference, you can't use that. So if there were 100 rapes that were reported, these are reported rapes, and Caucasian males did 66 of them, and black males did 33 of them. That's the only way you can use that. To be honest about it. When you do the other one, that means you're slanting your thought. You blacks, all you do is rape. Someone sent me a comment, this is why I don't like politics. I don't like going there. Calling me the N-word, that we smell. You know that the reverse is what we believed in the black community, that, European descent folks smelled. Because we believe that you guys didn't take enough baths. I don't want to do the race thing, but to that fellow that wrote that, that's what we always thought. We were raised taking a bath every night. And if you look at the TV shows, you saw, once a week bath thing going on in Dom society. So, let's just go ahead and drop that subject and keep the show clean. Frank Rubin, I don't do the skinny jeans shit. And certainly not red or magenta. You know what gets me is every time I got some advice, some youngster always comes in with their own opinion. Instead of learning, they come in with their own opinion. Now, I showed a photo of a young brother in a public speaking event. Now, I don't know why people think they're qualified to speak on that. Those of you guys who said, I don't see any problem with the way this guy's dressed. For a public speaking event, that's what they forgot. And what do you see on the wall back there? Those are public speaking awards. So if you have awards, we can debate the subject. Okay? Until then, why don't you try to learn something? I can't fill a glass that's half full. Okay? I can only pour in half the knowledge. You got to empty your glass out. Stop thinking that you know something. I don't mean to sound like I know it all, because I don't. But when I say something, I know it. You can be guaranteed that I know it, okay? As I've proven over and over and over and over. How many times does people try to talk shit? 10,000 times? 10,000 times. But Frank was talking shit. He was just saying a comment. But there were others that came in, and I just want to make that comment. Does it say everybody's got an opinion, like everybody got an asshole or something like that? Let's see, how to do skinny shit. And certainly not red or magenta, except for a burgundy dress shirt underneath a dark suit, like the R. Kelly Trapped in the Closet video. Don't know if I've seen that one. It looks cheap and effeminate. Straight legs will never go out of style. They actually did go out of style when I was younger. We actually laughed at people who wore straight legs. They're considered geeks and nerds. The homosexual industry sold them back to us. Remember, I'm 57. I saw this. And I commented on it. Remember, I'm also awake and I see everything. When I look at something, I see it. I see the big picture. It sucks not being stuck down here. And I can't look up sometimes. It sucks not being down here where a lot of you guys are. And you can't look up. Because I could I can be able to understand where you're coming from. A lot of times, he continues, a little bit of slack in pants and suit jacket are preferred. Slim cut is a geek and hipster look to me. I agree. They're selling it though, because it makes a man look effeminate. And they're trying to feminize males out there. The slim cut, that's an effeminate look. When you get a buffed out dude in it, you look like kind of gayish. There's going to be guys that comment, well, I like that one black dude that I made my comment about wearing glasses in the game. Why make these glasses look good? Keep being an idiot. I don't care. Just leave your comments to yourself. You can see that I'm just totally done, fellas. I just can't do the stupidity anymore. If you don't want to listen, go to another channel. I gave you guys another channel. I looked at his intro video. I looked at another one of his videos. They're all marketing videos though, but RSD Madison. Or what's that other guy's name that Darnell mentioned? They're brothers. Not relaxed fit either unless you have a large frame. The white man in the back of that one photo had it right, as I said, yeah. He looked ready for business as well, looking like the most moneyed person there. I work overnight, side job with a bunch of young people, 17 to 20, and the guys almost all wear skinny jeans, and most of them are gay, closeted, or very effeminate. Coming from one of the brothers. The guys who are right now wearing skinny jeans, they will defend themselves. They're Frank Rubin. Watch. The girls treat them like girlfriends, while some of them staring at me and some of the more masculine guys. Me, I'm into three-piece suits. I like a layered look. Not all the time, but when I really want to make an impression, light and dark gray, charcoal slate blue, taupe are my preferences. Only do black at funerals. Okay, Frank, you could actually do better to read the book Dress for Success if you're going to go into the Caucasian people's world to do business, okay? When you show up on their playing field, we got to learn to assimilate in. You're wearing good colors. I like that. You're probably at a job, so knock yourself out. But if you like going for a new job interview, wear their colors. Okay? If you go in for a raise, wear those colors. I wear black to public speaking events and navy blue and gray. I don't wear three pieces though. I just wear the two piece. Let's check the recent comments. Have you banned him from the forum too? No. I'm letting him finish out his time. He probably won't come back. He hasn't done anything on the forum. He showed up, made the big blast out, showing a pose of him in a shirt looks like this. And boom, gone. Or not gone, but he hasn't said anything. I even sent him an email last week about, you got to make a post, man. Communicate. Some of these people are tubers. They're hooked on YouTube. As I said in the shout box, I'm going to say it now. YouTube is a cesspool. Sorry to insult you, but you know what I'm talking about. Go around and look at the dangerous people on YouTube with that with that certain mindset. Look at the trolls. YouTube is a fucking cesspool. And a lot of internet marketers like to use YouTube. I don't think you get good quality traffic on YouTube. You got to get a lot of traffic to find good quality people. MK Remo, what's up? Supreme, you got any thoughts on my field report I posted? Okay. You guys get a treat. I'm going to go look at his field report. I believe I read it. But I don't know if yeah, triple header. Oh, Dan Diggy's back. Okay, let's see. That's not the one, is it? I did a show on that. Girl 3, we finally met since our schedules were conflicting. We met at a bar, just had along. Let's see, where's my... Yeah, I made a comment on that. Okay, so that can't be the one. I did make a comment. So Remo, exactly. Go for the ones who have had one brother in the past. I was talking about the white chicks. I recommend that Remo also date outside the race. I applaud Remo for being true to the race. I love brothers like that. But sometimes we may want to look at other options because we know the trouble in the black community. But Remo goes for, like his father is, I guess he's a, what do you call it, naturalized American Remo? From Antigua, and I got it right. I don't know if I said it right, but I got it right. I remembered. Not Jamaican. So let me know if that's the one you're talking about there, brother. Big dog on the block. I'm going to start taking your advice for now on. I just got the cops called on me for hoe chasing. Fuck. Big dog on the block, can you please comment on that? What happened? Oh, the drop the ball report. Let me go check out another report by Remo. Oh. Hold on, fellas. Jovina. Water. I also made a comment on those. On that one also there, Remo. And I talked about how your insecurities ruin your game every time. The girl that you thought was into you was actually into you. This is a problem that I see with a lot of males when you guys start thinking and you get more coffee. Wait, let me do it proper. Senhora, mais café, por favor. Mein amor. No, sim, papi. So we have to be careful with you, Remo, when you're in the game of that overthinking stuff. When I read the report, I saw that, you know, she even wrote you back. She texted you that night and apologized for having to leave. That went up for a day 2, as you guys call it. And because she lives with her mom, as I recall, let me know if I'm wrong, it's going to be hard getting pussy. For me, I wouldn't pursue women unless they had their own place. Sorry. So I've had the oatmeal out of my diet. So it's not the oatmeal. I stopped the sugar-free creamer a week ago and I started it back because it didn't take care of it. Uh-oh. I lost my live feed. Hold on, fellas. Okay, it's back. Sorry. Every time I come in the house, I start coughing again. All right, big dog on the block. Now, you hoe chasers who are non-African American, oh, no, I'm sorry, who are black, Asian. Actually, they wouldn't call the cops an Asian. It's us black guys in America. We get the cops called on us. Remember, you got to remember we're in America, the most racist country on the planet. A lot of people who are dumb society, they're not overt racists, but they've had racial programming. As Jane Elliott has pointed out to us knuckleheads, that and she tried to explain to her own group of people that by the time you get out of high school, you've actually been programmed to be a racist. A lot of guys come to the channel, I'm not a racist, but when I see through interaction with them, they do have racial issues going on. So Big Dog said, I walked up to some white girls. They were dimes too. Of course, that's all you guys slather over. You may not be dime material, but that's what you slather over. 20 minutes after I approached those girls, a cop cruiser pulled up on me and asked me if I was harassing girls. I guess they weren't feeling me. Well, did they call the cops? This happened at the grocery store. So, okay, so they walked away. You tried to meet them, they got rid of you. Does that work for you? They're a big dog on the block. How do you feel about the rejection? Some people can handle it, some people can't. I'm one of those ones, I don't like that shit. It don't make me feel good. Because you remember I'm in business. I'm trying to make, I know that when I do business, I get rejection. Hey, that's the way it is. So, how does that rejection make you feel, there, big dog? And by the way, if Trump wins, us African Americans, we're going to be real careful. You guys don't see the big picture. Remember, few people see the big picture. Big Dog says rejection hurts. So what happened? Did they reject you outright there? I'll get to you in a minute there, Don Alfonso. I'm dealing with Big Dog. So let's hold off on the comments. I want to finish this first. This is a good subject. Because a lot of guys who watch me on YouTube, you still owe chase. And some of you guys, like that Darnell, they're willing to go through it. I get it. One thing I noticed, I was listening to that R.C. Madison was, remember I told you fellas that I was also afraid to say this? I was so afraid. And I announced it. Every time I talk about it, and I'm going to say it again, I'm in fear of saying what I say. When you get top of your game, that's when you do this so-called cold approaching. The Supreme could say cold approach. I said, when you get to the top of your game, that's when you can do your cold approaching. What I mean by that is you learn to socialize. And I know that R.C. Madison was saying the same thing. You learn to socialize yourself. You become a social creature. Recognize that when we end up this market, we're not normal people. We're a little bit on the awkward side. We're a little bit abnormal. And we need to learn to re-socialize yourself. That's the process I had to go through. Remember, I was a bookworm. I spent an entire summer not talking to anybody from my high school. I only walked down to the library to get new books. And I read till like 4 in the morning. Okay? You think I had good conversation skills? Remember that first time I talked to a girl named Tamara? I remember her name. I'm not going to give you her last name because guys Google things. I think she's married anyway, but what are you doing? Silence. What are you doing now? That was me. No communication skills. And I'd asked her for a number. 0. My ex-wife's father makes fun of me to this day. He always wondered how we ever met because I never talked. Okay? So the males in this market, we tend to have something awkward about us. A lot of us are shy, a lot of us are awkward, a lot of us are geeky, a lot of us are nerdy. 2 different things. Basically awkward motherfuckers. And we got to go through that process of learning to re-socialize yourself. Somewhere in high school, you missed that step, as I did. Most of you probably remember high school. You may have 1 or 2 friends. You walked around school, looking at beautiful girls, wishing you had them like I did. I went through the same process, the same thing. Wishing you would. I wish I had actually played football. They kept asking me that I should have played. Fuck. That's the one thing I do regret about high school. And I regret it to the day I die. If you're a high school student watching me, please play a sport. And my sport was baseball. And I went out in my 9th grade, got into a fight. I think the guy that I fought with, his name was Rick Dowdy. I think he became a professional ball player. He said something about, book learned karate. I chopped him in his throat. Wow, what? Anyway, I'd taken karate when I was in Japan and judo, and then I came to the States, and I ended up in California. Yeah, you don't know if I got a gun, you don't know if I got a knife. Puerto Rican judo. Anyway, so we're awkward. We're bad communicators. We got to learn that process. We got to learn how to fuck. We got to learn how to make a woman smile after sex and thank you. To become a master. That's what I did. That's the only thing I know to teach. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do half of the job. That's not the way I do things. Okay? So, excuse me if I don't know cheats. Like, they're dusty black dudes who are good con men. I don't know the con man route. I wasn't a con man. I owned a business. I did honest business. I helped a lot of people in Sacramento. I did a TV show. Okay? So, there are other people, if you want to do con stuff, you want to do half the job, I may not be the guy to listen to. Getting back to this happened at the grocery store. Don, I'll get to your stuff in a minute. Rejection hurts. Yes, they rejected me because they called the popo on me. Who else would have done that? But yeah, that was them, obviously. And you're going to see that happening more and more out there. The main thing I try to get across you guys with that video, 7 hours of walking through New York, and people coming in saying, this is a setup. Why are they walking through the black neighborhoods? Well, she had the body that black men, we are attracted to that body type. We don't like this. And this is the ass view, flat, like Caucasian males do, or did. Now they're like this with a bubble. This with a bubble. I get it. But, yeah, that was. But they weren't trying to get for political gain. They just want to show, they were trying to show how thirsty black dudes are. And minorities. That person was exactly right. But what's going to come down the pipeline is that we're going to start getting in trouble for that. So they're going to stop hoe chasing all over. And it's going to become very racial. I see that in the future. Caucasian males will get away with it. But if the girl calls the cops, he can get in trouble too. Basically, they're trying to prevent interracial dating. So what I'm teaching is going to help prepare you guys for that. If it gets that point. Big dog on the block. You're not the only male that had the cops called on him. Okay. At the end, he goes, I'm only going for eye contact for now. You mean the correct grammar is from now on, but I dig it, man. Dawn. Supreme, Friday night, I went out and I fucked up big time. One of the girls, which I already fucked, you forgot your ED, turned up. Other girl, which I asked out, also turned up in the same bar. What should I have done? Gotten the fuck out of there. Why would you stay there? Jovina.
What kind of question was that?
It's a Don Alfonso question.
Okay, well, common sense tells you get out when you see them both.
You see them both? Hit the door. Okay? First one to call you, invite her over, turn off the phone. And other girls in the bar were giving me eye contact as well. How should I have handled the situation because I went home alone? You sure in the fuck did. That also comes from over farming one place. I've talked about that. How come you did not listen? You see what I do with Jovina?
Yeah, I see.
They don't. How many times you heard me talk about over farming the place?
Oh, God.
Yeah, even Jovina's heard. And she's got headphones on both her heads and one with half covered. You don't overfarm. You float around. You don't go to the same club that you met a chick. They come there looking for you, by the way, to see what you're up to. Next question. How do you define, define the difference between a good girl, a hoe, and a freak within a long-term relationship? My first question to you is why you think about a long-term relationship? You need to play for a while. But you also don't want to date a freak or a hoe in actuality. Remember, freaks are hard to please all the time. You got to bring your A game to bed. The hell are you eating? I said, I ate two, mind blank. 2 boiled eggs and an orange. You can't tell the orange? Like, I don't know what jerk chicken is. You probably know what jerk chicken is.
Heard of jerk chicken? It's like a.
Uh-oh. Portuguese educating me.
No. I've heard of. I've never had it either, but I have heard about it.
Yeah, I've heard about it. I don't know what it is. I actually may have had it.
I don't think I've ever.
I went to a Caribbean restaurant. I don't remember what I had, though.
I'm sure you would have known if you had it.
No, chicken's chicken to me. I eat Szechuan chicken, I eat teriyaki chicken, I eat baked chicken, I eat rotisserie chicken, I eat fried chicken, of course. Jerk and curry chicken. What is jerk? They jerk. I've plucked a chicken before. Jerk the feathers out? What the hell is jerk?
I don't think that's what it is.
I'm getting to your question, Alfonso. I'm old, I get distracted. I'm sorry. Okay. You don't want to be in a relationship with a hoe or a freak. They're more likely to, hoe is all about money. Hoe actually wouldn't be that bad to have a relationship with. At least you'll be, most hoes will be loyal until the money runs out. Or they'll help push you, like a good girl will. Gotcha. A freak, like I said, I like to keep freaks hungry. Don't give them the good sex all the time. But when I was in the game, like I said, I was tired of being a good sex. Bring that A game all the time. It does get tiring. It's all about my ego. We get tired after a while. I was in my 40s or late 30s. No, I was getting good sex in my early 30s, but by the time I was in my late 30s, I was tired. Okay. Good girls are the ones you want to settle down with for long-term relationships. Because good girls, like Jovina, be over there, cleaning the furniture and taking care of their man. They're better nurturers than a freak. Okay? What makes a good girl a good girl? Jovina, what makes a good girl a good girl? She's a decent girl.
She's like the girl next door.
Yes, thank you. Girl next door, if you guys had that phrase in the UK. They're sweet. They're not... See, a freak is very sexually active. And they know the power they have of the pussy.
And that's all they think about is sex.
And that's all I think about it. Thank you, Jovi. That's all I think about is sex. And they know how to manipulate men. You'll see them at the clubs with the shortest dresses on, the shortest cut jeans, tits just jiggling, dragging a girlfriend around. Okay? That's a freak. They always come attached with girlfriends. Sometimes it's just the two of them, two freaks together. You got the master freak and her little freakette. And those type I don't like dealing with. I like finding good girls with freak potential or good freaks who have good girl potential. You want girls that are very sexual, basically. That's the best one because they make better long-term mates because you don't suffer in the sex department. So I understand that it's Caribbean spices. Yeah, see, and I've had Caribbean spices before. I remember my ex-wife is from Louisiana. And no offense to Jovina, but her cooking is, yeah. Jovina's Portuguese cooking is good. Her mother's is better.
She's a real Portuguese.
What do you, half a Portuguese? Watered down Portuguese?
I'm not watered down.
You're Americanized, though. That's your problem. You're Americanized. No, you're still old school because you know how to do for your man. These new Portuguese chicks raised here just like regular white chicks with flavor. And her sister, she's like a black chick. She looks like a black chick. Right, Jovina?
Yes.
How dark is her skin? I asked her a question. Yeah, she's working.
Dark is her skin. I don't know how I would know how to describe it, but
She fits in with all the sisters. Let me
she's
put it
very
like that.
olive complected.
Yeah. People think she's actually Mexican a lot, I think, versus black or mulatto. Anyway, she's Americanized. She was born here, though. She's a Luso Americano.
Yeah, she's the only one that was born here.
Yeah. So let's get to this. Trevor Cooper. I don't like what you said about Trump. And besides, Trump is winning. This is a troll. And that's okay. We'll just block him.
Just tell him to go Trump him.
Yeah. I'm not going to get a Trump today. I don't want to do that. Okay. MK. And when freaks realize they can't manipulate you, they get super mad and emotional. Yes, they do. Because they're used to manipulating men, especially African-American women. They're used to dudes wifing them up, cupcaking them and shit. They're not used to real players. They get played by real players still. But the guys who are the normal dudes out there, Remo, they get played all the time. Trevor also was obviously Tracy Jackson. Named Trevor. Okay, back to the comments. It's like I caught up on the recent comments. Going through the old comments. Michael Nolan has a few comments saying I prefer the V-neck shirt with the waistcoat to show off the biceps. V-neck shirt. Must be talking about t-shirts or a shirt. Hopefully they're cut off to show the guns. Good. Bow tie to me is not manly looking, he also says. I agree. It's just not manly. And the brother he would have looked so much better if he put on a fucking blazer without he would look better without the vest. Let me put that like that. And worn dark shoes. The color obviously does not work for him. I see a lot of, he's African American, but I see a lot of my African brothers who come from another country. They wear those bright colors, like this loud yellow and loud orange. They wear brighter colors. And it doesn't necessarily work with really dark skin. We need to find the colors that work for our skin tone, even us African Americans. You've got to find the right shade. Notice how, he is standing out, but I look at it, and I guess I'm going to train about Jovina, but it just doesn't feel right. And if a woman gets that, women are really, really picky about that shit. But they'll overlook it if he's got a good enough personality. How about you wear something that will compliment you and work with you instead of overlook it? Remo, last orange. My bad. Okay. M. Jones. What's up, Supreme? I think I commented on the wrong post. There are no wrong posts to comment on, but when you were in the game in your 40s, what was the youngest woman that you could attract? And I didn't see the last part of it, which I can't stand that shit, man. And as I said to him, 18s. I was in my 30s, and one chick, Sarah, she was 17. But didn't tell me her age. When I found out her age, I was in fear. I was shitting bricks. I freaked the fuck out. I thought I was going to go to jail. My whole life was flashing before my eyes. And I was so glad when she turned 18. I'm not a pedophile, I thought she was fucking grown. Like I said, every time I see, I'm going through my whole guilt trip again. I do it every time. I swear I thought she was 23. Her mother was standing there. Her mother knew. And then we started spending the night at my place. Like, what the fuck? Why didn't she tell me her fucking age? This is my regret coming up. I have things I do regret that I did in the game. But 18, the other Sarah, with the big double D's, the Greek one, she was 18. The one that lived in my complex, that's why I tell guys don't date girls in your complex. She saw all the chicks coming out. She was, I'm hoping, 18. She was living with a relative. She was a Blaxican, and her sister had some mixture too, or her relative had some mixture. I tried to get my boy Craig to fuck her, because they were bringing us food. I said, Craig, man, you're killing me, man. He had more common sense than I did at the time. She was in her 30s. What I wanted was, him to take her into the relative in his bed and fuck the shit out of her. Well, I did fuck the youngest one though, but I wanted the food to continue because that girl started making food for us. And we got two bachelors, you guys who are bachelors with roommates, you know what I'm talking about. You take food from a roommate. Shit, women cook better than we do. And my boy Craig couldn't cook. Yeah, I felt like I'm going to tell you guys something. I felt like a bitch also. That's why I'll never have a roommate again. I would cook something and there you sit at the table. I felt like the fucking female. Yeah, and then he started clowning me with fork and knife in the hands. I told him, I feel like a fucking bitch, man. You gotta learn to cook, dude. This ain't no gay shit here. I was always writing about that shit. This ain't no gay shit here, man. He started wearing the exact same sweatshirts I would wear when we go to coffee. And I said, man, you gotta stop doing that, man. People think we're like a fucking gay couple. He actually thanked me for, getting his head straight, his mind right. So this brother goes with an extraordinary physique. And 18-year-olds got to me, extraordinary is a chick that's in the bodybuilding. Okay? That's the only ones I count as extraordinary. What 18-year-old is in the bodybuilding that's out there hitting the gym? So as for chicks that had extraordinary physiques, for me, they had to be curvy. And that's the only thing I went for was curvy chicks. Again, as I try to explain to them, I'm an African-American male. We tend to like our women curvy. Any other brothers don't like that? I understand. My father liked skinny chicks. There are black males out there like that. They'll date, almost, no, Dad, come on back to the black side. He asked me this question several times. He goes, I'm 38 now and I would like to settle down. I think that I'm in your market. Where can I start? Oh, he's the fellow that asked me about products? M. Jones, I hope the fuck you're not one of those old fucks that want to date kids at 18. If you are, there's a fellow that can help you. His name is Steele. I don't know his channel. Just type in older dating and then type the last name Steele. Because I can't stand working with guys like that, man. It just creeps me out, man. Been there, done that. And You think an 18-year-old wants to settle down with a 38-year-old dude? That's a hoe. These fellas get hoe relationships. These women are looking for males that have a home. Remember, the hoes have a huge survival instinct. They need to be taken care of and fed and worshipped. And older men, you will worship that young female. I found myself almost falling into that same trap because I had a young chick. Those 17 years my junior, I realized, oh, no. And I start thinking, if I'm with her, when I'm actually 50, I think it's not 50, she'll only be. When I'm 60, I won't be able to market myself again. It looks like I can actually still market myself. I'm 57 now, so once I get my weight back down, I can do hell of market myself, but it won't be no young shit. I don't want young shit, but when I'm 60, she'll only be. That means I'll be at her fucking mercy. Now, you know what kind of man I am. I'm at nobody's mercy. No. And I went through a bad breakup with that one because I was addicted to the control I had over her. As I said earlier in my earlier podcast shows, it's like a double-edged sword. When you go into that whole domination thing and submissive thing, that's a double-edged sword. You get to wield the power of these women, have sex however you want, whatever, but it's a double-edged sword. It cuts both ways. And these women give you their power. Now, a lot of people think that submissives are weak women, and they're not. That shows your lack of knowledge. Let's get back to the recent comments. Excuse me if I'm missing your comments also. Fuck, got a ton of them now. Okay, let's see. Don, I remember a few weeks back, my mind was pretty focused. Okay, let me go up again. Okay, Trevor Cooper, band, good. Supreme, I've lost my flow with women. I mean, I have not fucked in a while. How do I get back into the flow? Get a girl to fuck. Is it mindset? It's more than just mindset. It's also the flow. The flow is an energy, okay? That energy comes when you have a woman that's under you that you're fucking. You notice when you were fucking, and by the way, I have no idea. Don, Alfonso, I have no idea why you don't put these women on your team. Only thing I can think of is PUA. PUAs, they get a bitch. If they get lucky enough to fuck her, gone. Sex with them is so bad, they don't get invited back for seconds anyway. Back in the streets. And it's all about their ego. They're like a carrot and stick, always chasing. Like the Tom dog. Why must I always chase the cat? By the way, been there, okay? Now that I'm older, I can see all this stuff and warn you about it. I don't just give you the good, I give you the bad that I learned as well. So I don't know why you don't put these girls on your team so that you have that flow. What have I always said? A player builds a team. I am not going to do PUA style game with anybody, okay? If you're not about building a team, at least having one main chick, i.e. girlfriend, I'm not the guy for you, Don. I'm the guy for you. Okay? He also says, because I remember a few weeks back, my mind was pretty focused on fucking and education. And that's your problem. You're only focused on fucking, not team building. I already told you how to get back in the game. Man, I can't believe you did that, man. Fuck. Oh, there's a scroll bar. Okay. I already told you that. You're whining now. Come on, Don. Get your balls back. You only ask me something once. Don't ask me over and over again. Destin, what's going on, Big Uncle Supreme? Not much, Destin. Thanks for all your knowledge. Thanks To you, I fucked this thick Asian girl from my school who was choosing me. I starting to get into the flow now. Don, everyone else, do you hear what I just said? I'm reading the comments right here to those of you who will watch us in the future. What I give you as advice works. Don't try to mix and match. I'll take Supreme's advice, but I'll hold trace. Do that 100%. You get 100%. In camp, I'm in a 2-year relationship with what we call a good girl. It's been all right, but last week, I bumped into my old school crush, and he's black. The reason why I'm saying that in camp is I hate when you guys use that word crush. That's so fucking feminized. But black males, you've been feminized. This is your proof right here to yourself in camp. The homosexuals are working on feminizing, especially African American males. So you use the word crush. So what, you bumped into your old crush? Big deal. Big whoop. After 2 years, you ain't over that shit? That means there's, what'd you say, Jovina? You say cry me a river? Anyway, yeah, I'm going to say cry me rivers. In camp, this is a player's channel, in case you didn't know. Okay, my name is Player Supreme. I was a massive, I said when I was doing Trump shit, massive player in the game. Now, my style of playing was, I worked on building teams. Different sets of females. So that means I had to catch them and keep them. Got stupid, hit 13 one time, then 10, then 8, and my best number was 6. That I can work with. The best that you want to have in your life, as I'm looking back on that, is 3 females. So you got a girlfriend. Now, most players, they'll get a girlfriend and they'll just cheat on her. I enjoyed my game more when I didn't have a girlfriend. And there was no main. I just see a bunch of women. But we always have one that we favor the most. That's what the people call their main. And then we have a couple of side satellites orbiting around you. Reno says I can cook pretty well. So can I. Destin, hello, big dog, learn from me. Hello, big dog, learn from me. I was hoe chasing like a motherfucker. Like every chick I would see in the past. And that's a thirsty mentality. It's also a weak male mentality. A lot of males got it confused. They think we're manning up. I mean, we're the ones stepping over. You're the one sitting there. Look for eye contact. It's actually a weak male mentality. You notice how people that hoe chase, their weakness comes out later on. I've said it so many times. It's weakness, and it always shows up. It takes a strong man to sit back and let a bitch choose, let a female choose. And to be willing to accept that he may not get chose, it sounds feminine, but a female who's a hot bitch may not choose up on him. Only guys in that level will get chosen, hotter guys. So it actually gives you an instruction blueprint of what you need to do. You need to make yourself hot material. It makes you a better man. Take an ugly black guy. We've seen him. Chubby cheeks. Let's say he's about 5'7". We've all seen the type, 5'7". They always wear the sweatsuits and the ball cap. And they usually have good English. They're kind of smart, but they're odd. You know what black guys I'm talking about if you're black. Let's take for a Caucasian male. You've seen this type. The little tiny face, the big brain at the top, hairline receding, if not a balding head on it. Looking like Mr. Brainiac, glasses, The black guy has glasses too, oftentimes. Let's have this fella go to a PUA boot camp and get all charged up with sergeant. Let's have him go to the streets. And of course, they're focused on just the hot chicks. What's going to happen to that dude? Massive rejection. On a scale unlike anything you would ever witness if you were just watching. Let's take High Dome Head, put him in the gym, have him some contacts, give him some contacts, teach him how to dress better. Still got the big massive head, but that's a trait of that market. Get him get his hair fixed, a better hairstyle. Let's have him go to a club and train him how to look for eye contact. Same thing with the brother. Put him in get him to work out, hit the gym, lose his chubbiness. There are things you can't do about yourself, like you can't grow. We work with what we have. Let's teach him to have confidence. Both of them have confidence. Give them the confidence, the knowledge on how to fuck chicks. That, by the way, gives you extra confidence that I've actually used in the game. Let's have him post up. Instead of looking at the hot chicks, because you're not going to get there yet. Have him, make eye contact all over the room. Instead of, hot chicks tend to go in groups. They're over here. And there's more average chicks, sprinkled out there. Have him, scan the entire room. When he's looking for eye contact. Let's say he gets eye contact from a chick that's more on his level. He steps over. He meets her, dances with her. They hook up. Guess what? That man will be happy. Because they have more in common. That's what I don't get about and I was looking at the people in that Madison's group, and I'm looking at these guys, and these guys don't have anything in common with these blondes. That's why they do the fuck and back to the streets thing, because they're not looking for develop a relationship or any kind of friendship. So I get it now about PUA. It's hit it, go back, brag about it, show your shit off, get back to the streets. If you're looking for happiness, you want to have a relationship with a girl that you can actually connect with and communicate with. And she's going to be more on your own level. What would that be? Destin, he said I was approached like crazy, but I stopped doing that shit. I now approach girls who give me eye contact. And as he pointed out, a thick Asian chick. I wonder what that looked like. In camp. We hugged, spoke, we kissed just before she got on her train, and she said she'll message me. She did. We spoke on Facebook for a bit. She asked for my number and said she will give me a call. Okay. And for now, good night. How should I feel about it all? Well, you don't want to know how I feel about it. Sorry, not crush. Okay. Take it back now. Take it back. Or what can you make of it all? I'm going to give you a player's point of view. She exchanged, some lip lock with you. That's a good sign. She might even want to, bone a little bit. See what you're about. Don't think there's not someone else hitting that, by the way. Okay? So, I'm a player. You got a girlfriend. I'd go for it. I don't know if you're a kid. If you got your own place. See, I don't do kiddie game. I work with grown men. Find a place where you can, what do you guys say? Crush it? Is that what the word you guys use? Crush it? Smash it. Find a place where you can smash it. Basically have sex. And see what's up. Destin. I don't have the picture. I don't want you to put the picture up. Remember, there's trolls here. Don says, Supreme, I'm doing the PUA shit. I know you're not listening to PUA, but you're doing it PUA style. Okay? I think after fucking the girls fucking, the girls do not stick around because of my speech impediment. So I have to overcome the speech thing. You think they don't stick around because of your speech impediment. What you want to do is just don't talk very much. You know, be that silent, more silent type. And invite them back over. Before they leave, try to get a day two. Hey, practice your lying. Hey, won't you slide by? That's what they say in America. Hey, won't you slide by here on Wednesday? It's Saturday. Won't you slide by on Wednesday? Why don't we hook up again on Wednesday? As she, you're in bed, she's putting her clothes on and getting dressed. Practice it so you can say it perfectly without your speech impediment. I was getting ready to clown you. I won't do that, man. I was imagining you having sex with a speech impediment. Work on that shit, man. We don't want you having a weakness in the game. In camp, she was a girl, and me and her, we were talking on an intimate level when I used to go to church, and your church brother, but we didn't meet because I had no freedom. Dad, I guess. We stopped talking, so that's the history. Ah, okay. Invited to a Bible study, sit there in the back and talk to her. Seriously, I think you're young, and I'm afraid to ask you what your age is, because if you're in high school, I'm going to tell you I'm not going to give you advice. I don't want to give guys advice high school. I'm working with grown men. But I already gave you the advice what to do. Find a place where you can smash and knock it out. Because you're thinking now. You're all in that fantasy world. What do I do? God, I love her. Don't deny it. I know the mentality. That's why you're asking me all these questions. What do you think a player would do? He'd go out and see what's up. See if he can seal the deal. Do that. See how deep the rabbit hole goes. Or high the rabbit hole goes is my new phrase. Because we're actually going up in game. This says, I think the game, though, is easier when you have your own place. Infinitely easier. Infinitely easier. I know, Remo, that you live with your dad. But it's infinitely easier. Imagine, Remo, if you had your own place. I know it's New York, though. Don't say anything. I know it's New York. I know your limitations. Imagine if you had your own place. The brother earlier, Aries, he was living with roommates, but he got his own place. And if he's still here, Aries, if you're still here, let him know how the feeling you felt when you first woke up the first morning of your own place. It's like when I first got my place. See, I didn't move out of my mom's house to my own place. I moved in with a woman, my ex-wife. So I never had my own place until I was like 28, 27. Remo says, my dad lives with me. I don't live with him. Oh. Are you serious about that? Because usually it's kids that live with the parents. And I don't know your dad's situation. I'm not going to ask. In camp, not young. I live on my own. Pull that bitch over. But trying to learn more about the game, just in case things go sideways in terms of, well, you got to be careful. If your girl has a key to your place, you got to go to hers. If your girl lives with you, you can't bring her over, obviously. But you want to find out, okay? See how deep that rabbit hole goes, brother? Destin, having to bring chicks over to your parents' house is not good look. I agree. It's just unclassic. I agree also. Just makes things difficult. I don't have my own place, so I'm not fully deep in the game for that reason. Panani, I live at my dad's house, and he moved back to Ireland. So basically you got your own place. Wow. Your dad had enough money to have a place in England and in Ireland. I thought they still treat the Irish pretty bad in England. Although I did see an Irish actor who was doing that one TV show over there where he had the bracelet that bought good luck. I believe, yeah, he's Irish. Again, I watch your shows. I know what's going on in your country. MK, very serious. My dad hasn't supported me since I was 16. Yeah, I know you said something about that earlier there, Remo. Inflated ego. Hey, Supreme, for some reason, a lot of girls tend to feel comfortable around me. Is this a good thing or bad? It's a great thing. If you learn to use it properly. If they feel like you're like their brother and it's not bringing you sexual attention, then of course it's a bad thing. But it's good that you're not so awkward like a lot of creepy guys in this market. Okay? So you can learn to turn that around to your advantage. My dad played the L symbol 9,000 back in 1976 for the house, paid house for the house, paid house off in full in 91. Gotcha. What is L9000? Lira? Isn't that the Lira sign? I'm learning something, fellas. I'm learning what that is. I could Google it, but I got Panini here. That means you have one of those Irish last names like Michael Nolan. GFC pounds. Oh, he paid 9,000. He is talking about it. I thought it was like a game. You know, I misread that. He paid. And my mind interpreted played. Okay, he paid 9,000. Yeah. 9,000 pounds. Okay, I know about that. God, man. It's the diet, brother. It's the diet. Most of these girls, inflated egos, say are just friends. But I don't like being friends with girls that I am attracted to. I don't either. Sucks, doesn't it? Did you make a rude comment to me? Let me see. God, you're next. Tracy. No, I guess you didn't. I saw your face. You said, I agree with your points on their professionalism supreme. Under dress. They should have been in traditional formal attire, navy, gray, black. It would have been okay to wear red trousers at a formal event. Red trousers is not my style, and that's just me. We all have our own style to a non-formal event. As you stated, it has become quite trendy to wear skinny jeans. See, I'd start, not ignoring the comments that were coming in. I get tired of people coming in sideways. Nah, you're wrong, man. If you think Jovita doesn't... Actually, she hasn't been watching fashion lately. She's been absorbed by the election. I think she's watching... Jovina, are you back to watching fashion, or are you watching election shit?
Mostly election stuff. Why?
Yeah, she's absorbed by election shit now. But she knows what's up, as you guys heard her talk about. The guy in the video was wearing slim fits, which was different from skinny jeans these days. You have super skinnies. Oh, God. Normal skinnies and slim fits. They're meant to give your legs better. Oh, you're defending skinny jeans? Definition? How can you get definition from a pair of pants? The only way to show definition... Oh, you mean shape. Use the wrong word, shape. If you got thigh muscle, by the way, girls can see that even in what's that fit? The regular fit. Because thigh muscles will bulge out. When I was in high school, I was like 5'10". I was stocky. And I had a really small, like 29-inch waist or 28-inch waist. And, I'd been running. I was a runner. And I had these big thighs. I could not find pants to fit me, and the black ass. Corduroys, and her thighs were rubbed out. You black guys know what I'm talking about. Our thighs, like creating a fire there. Next comment, Bubble Ashman. Just because they don't go back to slavery doesn't mean they aren't innocent during Jim Crow. Yeah, we already discussed that. I've already talked about that, as he now understands. During Jim Crow, a lot of immigrants participated in sundown towns. And Lynch and I talked about sundown towns. We'll talk about the lynching on this channel. He was new to the channel. When people say their family didn't own slaves, that doesn't mean they didn't participate in white supremacy. I actually didn't read his entire comment. I stopped at sundown towns. Right at that very phrase right there, that very set of words. And I didn't even read the lynching part of it. And I went on to say to him, you must be new here. I already talked about that. Didn't read your whole post yet. Comma, that was in parentheses. Didn't read your whole post yet. I already talked about how by not stopping white supremacy and racism, they are condoning it. If you're one of my, Caucasian viewers, that is true. If by not trying to put a stop to it, you're condoning it. And one fella who's a Trumper said, well, how do I stop it? And I gave that advice on that video. If you're interested, let me know. I give you a ton of ways you can help put into white supremacy. Supporting Black Lives Matter. Actually, do it in your own mind. Don't even worry about others. Go watch Jane Elliott's videos. Go watch that Tim Wise video. Forget what the political stuff you heard from your camp, because I'm trying to get you to empathize and learn something. Of course, your camp is going to tell you anything good about those two. You probably heard a lot of bad stuff about those two. But I encourage you to go watch their videos. Jane Elliott, Tim Wise. It'll make you a whole different man. You'll see. You'll understand. And you'll come back and you'll apologize. As a lot of fellas do. Panani, I'm not going to go into the whole Clinton or Trump. Both of them are deplorable. Inflated Ego, I see your comment with me. We now know. Christian. What was Greece talking about when he went to a party of rich men? It was a Mandingo party. That's where there was a movie called Mandingo. You could probably Google it. Fuck it. Urban Dictionary. These youngsters. An African male who knows that he has a huge penis that can hit it all night and keep the female coming back for more. Who's writing this Urban Dictionary? That's not a Mandingo. A Mandingo was a slave that they used to stud out the slaves and also fuck their wives. That went on also. There are some Caucasian males that get off on seeing their wives being stretched out by BBC, man. Really creepy males. So they hold parties where they invite these black guys to. And the black guys fuck their wives. Greece described how creepy they were. The wives go out and interview and talk to the male they liked. And then the whole gaggle of them would creep down the hall to spy on them and watch and then jack off. So that's a Mandingo party. I mean, his boy Juan went to that, as I was talking about. You know what? I just realized you're not. Are you 18? I don't think you're 18 yet. Christian. So erase what I just said from your head. Don, me and Camp live in the same building, separate room. And we always break down the game together. We are each other's wingmen. Okay. M Camp is 20 and I am 24. Gotcha. Okay, so he just vetted you in Camp. All right. That means you live in England also. That gives me a whole new perspective. Oh, God. I live in America. We're a much harder society. We're raised differently over here in America, as you well know. I'm not going to go into the whole racism. I know there's racism over there too. But we're, African American males are a bit on the harder side. That's why we don't use the word. You won't go to the streets and talk to a black dude in the street say, hear the word crush come out of his mouth. Unless he's talking about a female. That bitch better have a crush on me. Okay? That's when I saw that. I just, fuck. They got another one of our American black males. I know that, the society in England is a much softer society. So you saw a girl that you went to school with and you want to know what to do. You have your own place. If your girl doesn't have access to your place I gave you advice on, you want to pull her over there. Now, if I was a relationship coach, I would say, hey, you don't want to cheat on your girlfriend, but I'm not a relationship coach. I'm a player. So as a player, you want to pull her to that room, to your room as soon as you can. Hey, what I want you to do is call her up and say, give her your address. Say, why don't you come on by? And if you want to do it like I do it, if you guys have like McDonald's over there, once you stop by McDonald's, also bring me a number one Big Mac with a large Coke and super fries. That's how I do it. Okay? If you're afraid to do it like that, just have her, hey, why don't you come on by? And if you're more of a data type, hey, come on by. I'm getting a pizza. Why don't you come on by? We can catch up in old times. Okay? Of course, during the pizza, you're going to kiss her again. As soon as she walks in, kiss her. Set the tone. Set it like you own it. Okay? Otherwise, you'll be scared. So the moment she opens the door, pull her into you and kiss her. You got to start immediately. And as they're saying in the game, the way you start to the way you finish. So you want to finish like a player. So start like one. The moment that door opens up, you see her, grab her and make out with her. Have the pizza in the background or have it on the way. But whatever. But start making out with her. And then go sit down, have some pizza. When you're through with pizza and then Coke, if you ain't too full, grab her by the hand, walk her back to your bedroom. Don't say anything. I was going to do an English accent. I can't do it now. I say positively, dear. Shall we go to the spiffy, to the bedroom? And then, don't say a goddamn thing. Walk her back to the bedroom. Okay? Too heavy. Is this how you guys do your tea? That tea was spiffy. This is rather spiffy. Who is Hetty Potter? This I took the bass out of my voice. That's what we think of your society over there in England. A little bit on the moist side. Moist being soft. Let's see. Panani. Clinton, Trump. I'm not going to go into that. Don. Destin says, Don, what's up? You and N Camp can go to nightclubs together. In the UK, the game I heard is easier for the brothers than in the US and other places. That's why I hear. You know what? The game is good for American brothers when they go there. Even better. Because it's our different accent. They love American brothers. We're like the thing around the world. We go to Japan. We go to hip hop clubs in Japan. They love us. We go to Germany. Hip hop clubs in Germany. They love us. They love our music. They love our style. They love our swag. So make sure when you go there, you bring it. You represent. You know, represent us, man. Don't go into like some geeks and nerds. Don't disappoint them. And bring that LD, that long dick. Tear their asses up. Just fuck the shit out of them. Inflated Ego. Destin, I'm afraid you're wrong. It isn't any easier for us here in the UK. Dawn, that's what I thought, because you guys, they see you as being English black. They look on English black as something different. You know, you're in the country. A lot of the brothers are from, you know, the Caribbean islands, you know, the Jamaica and all that shit. If not, you know, from the old country. A lot of issues going on over there right now. Dawn, Destin, thanks for the compliment. It's cool that I've got a friend. They're talking. We'll skip all that. Panini says I'm a half hour away from London. And Camp says, come to England. The game is the game, LOL. Don, Panani football, come down to London. We go to Shoreditch night out. This is how far I go into learning about other cultures. I was watching their version of their bouncers show that was on, so I can see what the nightclubs are like. Loved it. They had a show showing the lives, reality show of their bouncers. Destin, really, damn, that's crazy. I thought it was. I heard it was talking to some African brothers who live up there and who have family up there. They're talking. Let's go on down, see if I have a question. Inflated Eagle says, yeah, it is Supreme. There is a lot less overt racism here. Yeah, I heard it's not as overt, but it's there. In the UK, also next to no cases of police brutality. That's what I like about the UK. At least you guys aren't shooting, getting shot down the streets. You heard about the one brother who was laying in the road, hands up, and he still got shot? And now I just post a link on my personal Facebook. The Scott case where he ran for the police officer. You probably, I don't know if you know about this. Brother had some tickets. Afraid of the police. He got stopped. He got out and ran. The cop shot him in the back and tried to plant a gun. Didn't know he was being filmed by someone who filmed the whole thing. They have an almost all-white jury. Only one African-American. In a town that's about 38 or 28% black. So that's obviously stacked. And who knows what the black dude is like. Probably a Trumper. He shouldn't have ran away. We're afraid of the police in this country. It was weird. I wish we could bring him back to life. Like, brother, why'd you run? I'd like to know too, but we are afraid of the police. We don't have the complexion for the protection. Inflated, yes? Okay. Donald Fonzo is laughing. They're making fun of my accent. Already hard. I try. We have tea with the queen, Panani says. Destiny, hello, Uncle Supreme. That's funny. Panani, over here, the police stop and search for no reason. I heard they're actually taking your DNA, too. They're putting a lot of the black folks' DNA on file. I guess they're saying in the future they're going to be in jail anyway. They're doing it very smooth and very soft. That's how the English comes across. Very, very sneaky, smooth, and soft. Sipping tea while in the back, they'll cut your throat. Whereas Americans, we're like bullies. We come over, saunter around, in the world. with big boots, mudding up your carpet. We don't take our shoes off at your door. We think because we're Americans, we're all that in a bag of chips. It's no wonder why the world doesn't like us. Back to the old comments so I can finish this up. Bubble something or another under the dress video. I think they want to look more modern. I notice even preachers are dressing like that. I'm not about to finish it. Alex, same video. Based on how everyone else is dressed, he doesn't seem too bad. Not going to finish it. If you want to read our comments, I'm not going to bother answering a lot of comments anymore because it gives me a headache sometimes. I get the same for the show. Look for more question stuff. Okay. Something good. From Books for Life. Instead of the Trump shit books. History lesson. Canadians freed slaves. The king. Which king? Here's where I lack knowledge of another country. I don't know which king he's talking about back in that time period. But the king offered freedom for any American slave that could reach Canada and fight for them during their war with America. And yeah, every Canadian tries to be Jamaican. You probably wouldn't understand her perspective unless you grew up there. I agree with you, Books for Life. I'm glad you pointed that out. That's why I try to communicate, unless you grew up in the United States. I got into a beef with a Canadian a long time ago. And he quit before him. I'm going to go to a coach who's more, I don't know what he forgot what the fucker said. He was on the forum. He was over some racial shit going on here. He was supporting the rural people, the rebel flag wearers. How do you support rebel flag when you live in Canada? I know you guys got your rednecks up there too, but that's our South, our country. Just like I don't get those people in my country that support Nazis. American Nazi Party? You remember your grandparents, great-grandparents died in the war? You idiots. I don't get that. Be a racist, but not a Nazi. What the fuck? America is one fucked up cesspool. Well, why don't you go to any country? I'm getting my passport. I'm going to start the process next week. Don't let me get to Portugal. You may never see me again, man. I'll be living up. I told Julian's dad, every time you come here, I'll be at the door of my house rolled with slippers. His house, he built it. It's got some kind of light tower in it, with rooms in it and all that. But I said, I'm getting the hell out of this country. I wish I did have another country to run to. In case things get even worse here in America. Dan Rodriguez, Supreme. Okay. I have to go into a little bit of racial shit now. Racism. Because of this question. Supreme, what do you suggest we do after the election? Right now, I'm living in Indiana, where KKK was formed. That's not the origin of the KKK. It was actually formed in the South. But I guess they formed a new group up there. And the VP for Trump Pence is coming from, these white supremacists will go wild when Clinton wins. Since it's already set for a woman to win, become the leader of the country, to feminize us more. That's where he's wrong. I don't see Clinton feminizing. The feminization comes from the media. Okay? It's coming from, for example, the news that you watch. It's coming from the TV shows. Let me give you an example. You like vampires? Watch the TV show The Stain. Or The Strain. Sorry, The Strain. Thank you. Yeah. It's like a stain in my mind right now after last night. The TV shows is around this woman. I guess she's like the Van Helsing. She could bite vampires, turn them back. She's like uber female. Could throw. She never had no history of self-defense, not that I've shown, but take a knife and throw it in a man's neck. Also, the show is a Marine. There's also this black, unattractive, at least the way they make her makeup is, unattractive doctor. At least they gave her a doctor role. Who do you think the leader is? The Marine or the two females? If you guess the Marine, of course you guess wrong. That's how they inject feminism and domination by women. Now, in my TV shows, I was watching Z Nation. And of course, they had to do they were making fun of Trump in that one. They're running around. You guys saw the recent one. They had some con man pretending to be the president of the United States, and then this other guy interrupts him speaking to these, like 20 people in a barn, come in with a wig on, and they were making fun of Trump. He had a wig on, and he ran. I'm the next president. Let's vote for it. And then the one guy was making fun of his tiny hands, short fingers. They had that in there. That's where your programming comes from. Okay. Notice in that show also that who's the dominant person in there? The black female. She's the one that controls. And this show's been on for what? It's the third season, I think. So Hollywood is programming the minds of not only the youth, but you guys as well, who are not in your youth anymore. You grew up with it. They started a long time ago. I remember I'm awakened. I notice everything. I can't watch TV shows, fellas. I see this stuff. And I know Jovina is getting tired of me commenting on it. Are you?
No.
She's being politically correct. Yeah, I pointed out to her. Like, a lot of people didn't see that white supremacy was still in Luke Cage. Look up the actor. I said they had the evidence of that. They'd say, oh, but he's Latin. He's actually, Shades, his name is Rossi. He's Southern Italian, but obviously not full Southern Italian. He's an American. So obviously there's other stuff in him. He's not very dark. He looks like a white man. Notice how the Latins in there look like they were white. They are white actors. Look at the other white actor. Another white actor. He was, I can't remember his name. I'll have to look it up again. But anyway, the evidence of white supremacy was still even in that show. That's how they keep you Caucasian people feeling good, so that you know that you're in control, that you still have the power. Remember, Shades didn't need a gun. He came in amongst these black gangsters talking shit. Now in the streets, you know what happened. He would have been shot dead right there if you're dealing with an actual gang situation. But they were showing that gangs will bow down, which is the truth, could be the truth, to, white domination. A lot of guys say, well, he was Latin. No, he's a white actor. And I'm surprised the Latin community did not complain about that. Although Italian is kind of a Latinized race, their language and all that. But he's an American Italian. Southern, Rossi is an I, that means Southern Italian. When it is an A, it's Northern Italian. Like Bavetta, Beretta, that's a TV show I used to watch. Southern Italian, Rossi, martini. How do I know this? I learn things. I don't just talk about fucking pussy. I know Italian fellas out there probably don't know that shit, but they'll realize, oh yeah, my aunt's known Italian. Her last name was in an A or something like that. There are other names that end in O, but I'm talking about those two different ones. Southern Italian, they tend to be much darker. We won't talk about Sicilians. That's a whole different group of people. But Southern Italians are typical because it's close to the equator. Northern Italians, they look like more Germans. The body of Northern Italians tends to be that European body where flat ass, big boobs, like you go across over to Germany. In the peasants, you see that. They get more curvier as you get to the south, more like African American women, the hips and the butts. So let's get to this, finish this up. The VP for Trump, Pence, is coming. So he's in fear. As I said, it's not going to happen. I'm trying to give you a lesson on the feminization that's going on out there. Pay attention. Start watching TV shows. See if it doesn't ruin it for you, first of all. But what I learned to do is, okay, I recognize it's not going to get to me. I'll just try to enjoy the show or the movie. Well, like when I see white supremacy, I see every movie out there. But when I see evidence of feminization, all this other stuff, I just learned to sit back and relax, enjoy the show. It took a while, though. I stopped watching a lot of shit. And I still don't watch that stuff that's got the homosexual shit in it. I choose not to. If they got a certain level of it, I'm not going to watch it. And I may stop watching Supergirl if they keep on with the bullshit. They've interjected a dyke. No, she's not a dyke, sorry. A lesbian that has dyke tendencies. That's that bull dyke shit. If they make Supergirl's sister gay, I will not watch that show anymore. I promise you that. Okay? That's how much I'm against the agenda. You either stand for something or you fall for anything. If you don't stand for it, then you'll fall for it. Okay? I'm against the agenda. The homosexual agenda. He goes, I'm really thinking of coming down to RG Valley in Texas, where it's a half hour from the border and the population 90% Hispanic. You will do better amongst your own kind, to be honest with you. But as long as you go to a neighborhood that's a little bit more upscale, all right? Now, I live in the South Sacramento, South Sac. We got helicopters flying over, but I live on a nice street. In fact, this is a racist thing to say. I'm the only black male on this street? Did you realize that?
Sure, we haven't seen everybody, right?
I've seen everybody. I'm here in the daytime. There's some blacks that live around the corner. I see them drive by, and the loud music bumping. I'm the only black on this street, though. Hispanic, old white guy, Chinese mafia. They have a grow house right next door. They put up a gate fence. You saw it in my video. I'd be glad when they sell the place. They try to sell it. They end up going back to a grow house. I don't smell anything, though. I don't smell any of the weed. Hispanic, East Indian, old white male, corner. This side, it's actually a corner lot, so their door faces the front street, the main street. Coming down, brown people, I believe they're Hispanic. There's a house there. There was a drug house. They were dealing drugs out of there. They've been cleaned out. It's actually Caucasians in there. And the next house is Caucasian. Then we have this house. So I go to the store. It's mostly people look like me. Around the corner from the store, there's the drug addicts that hang out all day. Like, what the fuck you guys do all day? I know, I've been there. I've been around, my brothers and sisters, or brothers actually, the place called on P Street. There was a shop there that we hung out at. We sit there for hours talking, just talking shit. So I see what they're doing. but you get no work done. You get nothing done doing that. Dan, don't live in fear. If Trump wins, then you might want to be afraid, but no. They're going to attack my race first, okay? If they're going to do anything, they'll become more emboldened to start, killing more blacks. Because the president, with the KKK behind them, they're going to support that. Not openly, though, because there's still laws in this country. They'll still go to jail. But their anger is going to go like that. If he loses, they're going to be angry for a while, a couple of weeks, maybe a few months. But eventually they'll die back down. That's what I see. If he loses again, it's not going to be bad forever. If he wins, it might be a little bit different. You'll see that he will probably try to squash not knowing the constitutional laws, like Black Lives Matter. He'll speak out against them. I put up a link to a libertarian that I admire. He's a white man, bald head, tats, big. I think he's in his 60s. Older white male. Dave Champion. Type in Dave Champion, Black Lives Matter. He's an ex-cop. Listen to what he says in the video. Okay, don't take Tim Wise. Don't take Jane Elliott. If you just want to listen to someone who might represent you, listen to what he says. And this comes from an ex-cop. If you're Caucasian or even black, I subscribe to his channel. I follow his videos. Not very many people do that I respect. Kevin Mueller, if I said that correctly, that's a German name, Mueller. As soon as how do I know that? I know things. I saw her name, I'm like, oh no. As far as Nicole Arbor, French name, Arbor. Could be a French name, O-U-R, don't know. She says, I think she said she had Polish blood though. That's not a Polish name. Inflated ego. I disagree with what, there you go, inflated ego. I disagree with what Greece said of having to change in order to market yourself to women. If the way you already works, why would you? See, that's not what he was saying. I hope you realize that now after you typed in that stupid shit. If it's working, you don't try to fix it. You ever heard that, young fella? He goes, I do believe in improvement, but having to change yourself completely, I don't think so. Actually, you're actually wrong on that one though. There are guys who do need a complete makeover. How can I get you to understand this? You're the guy that shows up with the dog ears and the dog nose from that one site, Snapchat, I think. Well, first of all, let me give you some advice. Come as a man to my channel. Don't come as a character. Not to put you down, but I can't stand that shit, man. If you could step inside my head, you would change that in a second. So I'm trying to be nice to you when I see that. I try every time. I've been trying to be nice. I like my African American males especially to come as men. Don't come as a number or whatever. Looks like Greece spoke back to you. I'll read Greece comment in a minute. Anyways, there are some people, you're not aware because you're not in the position of being a teacher. You only see your own limited view. There are some people that do need almost a total, complete change. Okay? Recognize we're in the teaching point of view. So we're trying to reach those people who do need a complete change. So you make a comment like that, you seem like an idiot to me. Where you're coming from. Greece says, inflated ego. If you don't, then I'm sure your game must be extremely strong. So why aren't you teaching others? Thank you, Greece. That means you can show girls holding a sign saying property of inflated ego, right? You can show proof that females have handed you money. And that's one thing that I like about Greece is he proved his game on my forum. His female drove all the way from Spokane down to Eugene, Oregon. He showed the food that she always bought. She came correct. She bought a week's worth of groceries for him. She drove 8 hours, by the way. Almost every weekend to be with him. The money that she put on his table. Okay? And now that same female... 1.5 mil. After I say that, I don't need to say another thing. Leon, I hit the gym 4 days a week. Good for you, Leon. Tony Figueroa. Tony, you're Italian. Are you olive or lighter? Because his member's name ends in A. Thanks for outing this fraud. The most valuable space in this world is the one between our ears. Keep on keeping on. Thank you there, brother Tony Figueroa. Excuse me for slathering your name. Brian. What's up, B. Brian? Supreme, when you achieved that level of physique, how long did you keep it? I kept it until I got out the game practically. I noticed I was slowing down as I met Jovina. I started slowing down about 6 months before that. I was at 225 or 34-inch waist. My stomach was still cut, but it wasn't ripped. The year before that, I was 215, 205, 215, for the longest. After I gained my weight, I was able to get over 180 and get to 200s. I was like 205, 215, just, yoked like a motherfucker. Flexed, kabam, striations. And I stayed like that for years. And I ate what I wanted to. I ate pancakes. I went out in the middle of the night, but I fucked a lot. That was my exercise program. Plus I taught aerobics. 24-hour fitness, Saturday morning, 65 females lined up, waiting outside the door. That's why they paid me the big bucks. That's why I'm also going to be offering my personal training clients, as I'm going to start doing private 15-minute aerobic videos, cardio kickboxing style, and stuff like that for my clients. So you do it at home first in the morning, do your abs, out the door. One day, do your aerobics. Next day, do your abs. Next day, aerobics, abs, that would be staggered like that. If they have time, do your 15 minutes of cardio, do your 5 minutes of abs. I'm going to be making the videos myself. And then here's your workout, either an audio file or a video file. If it's a woman, it'll be a video file. Jovina will be demonstrating the entire workout with music. I got all this stuff set up and waiting to push it out there. But I do things by feel. I'll feel when the right time is to actually push for it. And one thing I'm learning about pushing to build my class offline is I'm getting that passion back. And that's what I've been waiting for. If I'd have started earlier, by the way, I probably would have just fizzled out. But having to go out there, and I went to a salon where one of my old clients owns. And it was so wonderful, seeing this person. Her eyebrows were stuck up here. She had a lot of fake stuff going on, but she owns a salon. And also, I've been selling myself to, Caucasian females. I was telling Jovina, I almost feel like I'm back in the game. Except I'm doing it like when I walk in, hey, how you doing? I was doing that whole, when I talk to Caucasian people, I talk a certain way, that code switch. And they like it. They like my energy. I was telling Jovina how I know how to sell myself to, to white folks. I'll just say it like I said it, to white folks. And I'm getting that old energy back. That sales energy that, that white chicks in business dig or dug. And I said, when I was in the game, as I was telling you yesterday, I just flipped the script and I came at them at a different angle though. But it was the same energy. And I could see it reacting in that side of the faces, the friendliness coming back to me. I had to worry about, I'm a large black male and I'm stepping into these people's salons. And remember, these women are programmed with black men are rapists. But then I open my mouth and I don't sound it. Yo, what's up, bitch? I don't sound like that. I'll try to give you an example. Hi, my name is Chris Arnett. I'm here from blank. I'll say the name of the place. I'm here from, it's hard to break my flow, from, let's just say, I use that one word, elite, okay. Let me try it with Elite Fitness. Hi, my name is Chris Arnett. I'm here from Elite Fitness, and I'm here to tell you about a new class I'm teaching, the Brazilian Butt Lift Workout. I'm going to be teaching a new class on Mondays and Wednesdays from 7 o'clock to 7:30 p.m., and I'd like to leave some flyers off at your salon here. So they hear my voice. You hear the voice I was doing. I like to leave it's not too deep, so it's not threatening, sexually threatening. I keep it at a certain level that they actually find professional, not non-threatening. Like I even apologized to one woman. She just opened her salon. I came in behind her, and I said, hello. I said, hello. Anybody here? I said, hello. Hello, hey, how you doing? Yes, Uncle Tom did. That's what you got to do in business, though. You got to put on your Uncle Tom face and voice and get out there. Basically, so that you're not seen as threatening. You got to become empathetic, as I am, and be more aware of how you come across. Okay? You black guys, take that advice. You can start a business and sell yourself. I've done it. You think all my clients are black? Very few of them were black. Now there are a lot of sisters who are working out. I do really well in business now. But it was mostly white women that trained with me. So of course, also for my aerobics classes, I learned how to sell myself. Although I did use my deep voice in the class and that attitude, that's what they wanted. They had, women had fantasies about me as their trainer or their aerobic instructor. Tell them what to do, order them around. I had so many white chicks tell me that shit. Frank, I believe having the shirt off made the difference under the Connor Murphy. Thank you for your comment, Frank. Villy, this is why I banned Villy. Sir, your math is wrong on the rape. I talked about it earlier. Maybe I've not expressed myself the right way. English is not my first language. When I look at his photo, I thought he was either Middle Eastern or Latino, but he actually ended up being Eastern European because he's got the mustache. I can't see his photo very well, and I wasn't using my glasses. Even with my glasses, I probably still look the same. If you look at Billy's photo, doesn't he look like a Latin male? But he ended up being Eastern European. He ended up being white. No wonder. No, I was like, a Latin male supporting Trump? What the fuck? So, he's a white male. No wonder. I should have, if I had realized he was a white male, I would have understood. I wouldn't have had any conversation with him. But he kept pushing on me, and I warned him, don't push on me, man. I'm tired. I'm done. I even said, sorry, didn't read it. I warned you. Blocked. You kept trying with me. I don't know why you guys are trying to convince me of something. You're not going to convince me of anything. Just as I'm not going to convince you, obviously. I talk to the people who are sitting on the fence. Okay? When someone's obviously dead set against somebody, because I know it would do more harm to my race. If I'm coming for my race, how dare you come in here and try to get me to harm my race? Just because you live in a bubble of protection. I resent that. Okay? I really, really resent that. Books, you fucking live in Canada. we have no conversation over Trump ever again either. You have no business talking about American politics. Okay? Sorry, books. You have no business. Now that I know you live in Canada. If I'd known that, we never would have even got into discussion on it. And I resent that also. Just to let you know, personally, I resent that. Why? You know what it looks like? Some guy from another country talking about my politics in my country, who's I should vote for, not knowing what the effect is, not even know the climate down here, not having known what it's like to be in my shoes in this country. No. Hey, it's a black guy. You guys mentioned the white guys, not like white women who've had too many men. These same types of guys do the same to black females who date them. If they had way too many men, they'll reject them. Stupid ideology. I agree. No wonder the birth rates are so low. I think it's an energy thing going on within our Caucasian brothers there. He's a black guy. He also says, I always tend to see this recurring theme in all black players like you. Greece, Ron Willis. Anyway, Andre Taylor, that would be Gorgeous Dre, I believe. And Tariq is improving yourself mentally by getting more knowledge and information to make yourself valuable to women versus the PUA and dating gurus on YouTube. In today's society, if you value yourself as a man too much in this society, you'll be seen as a misogynist, arrogant, and male chauvinist. You've also forgot the racial thing. Like, guys think I'm a black supremacist because I learned the truth that, life started in Africa. You're a black supremacist! And the reason why I talk about it is for brothers like you, hates a black guy. Even though I know you probably already know that. There are a lot that don't. So to improve our race's confidence as men out there, because we have that fake confidence. And I see it often in this community, fuck that. Fuck a white guy. Oh, fuck a motherfucker up. That kind of shit. And that's not real confidence. I'm doing my own thing. That's not real confidence. See, I now have racial confidence, which is something I had actually never had in my life when I look back on it. Pure racial confidence. Even though I know that there are elements of our race, the ones I talk about, the saggers, weed smokers. I don't give us middle class and up, who are decent people, enough credit. Don't need to. They're doing the right thing. I always shit on the ones at the bottom, though. And is it going to do any good? No. They'll come into my channel. This motherfucker whack. Off to the next YouTube video. Let's see. I'm going on 2 hours plus hours on the show. Let me get back to the recent comments. What I see is here, it's a black guy. Blacks can't be racist, LOL. Uh-oh. I hope someone didn't come in with that shit. Put at the bottom who I need to ban. Hey, it's a black guy. I'll get to your comment. I'm scrolling up. Okay, got LOL. Can you guys, when I go off and do the past comments, can you guys pause from talking so I don't have to scroll down so much? Then when I come back, then it's time to inject something. A Panani, Monarchy of Canada, Wikipedia. Yeah. Never knew. Let's see. See, my knowledge of Canada is pretty limited, except for I do watch a couple that does. They go in, do bushcrafting. Look it up. And I watch people over in the UK. Funky Prepper. Check out his channel, Funky Prepper. He's in the UK. Also, The Life of Brian. Is it Life of Brian? Yeah, I think it's The Life of Brian. Now, he's one of those upper English guys with the perfect accent. And seems very moist, but he takes a shotgun out there and shoots everything that moves. And I love his videos. He lives, he camps. Hates a black guy. Player, do you believe it's self-hate for a black woman to only date lighter-skinned black men? It's a programming thing. What are you worried about? You light-skinned anyway, there, brother. Remember, it's a programming that came out of slavery. Massa fucked her, raped her, pretty much. She had a biracial kid. That kid got better treatment. And then she knows, they notice that their daughters get better treatment. So it's in our race that the lighter you are, the closer to white you are, the better you are. And they think they'll produce kids with better hair, which is the case, especially nowadays, light-skinned brothers, because they're also carrying European DNA, so that European DNA really links up. If the fathers, or actually if the mother is really light-skinned, because black men do the same thing. And the brothers, like, my complexion, they'll come out with a kid that's, fairer. Because the European DNA in me and the larger amount, there could be a large amount in her, will link up and give it more. Like my brother's kids, I said, look like Eskimos. They don't have the curly hair. I'm now seeing, as I said before, biracials with straight hair because of the large amount of European DNA in us already. When I started driving this area, over the last 12 years, I started seeing these kids. Like, where's that from? Because most biracials, have the big afros. You didn't see them with straight, unless they cut it short. And, my brother's kids have straight hair. So it's a programming, unfortunately, that's in our race. That lighter is better. Which is something I'm against. That's why my mother stayed with my father. I actually wish she had left him a long time ago. No offense to my father, but he could have been happier if he had been a player. Just kept his life as a player. He would have got old with nothing to show for it, and passed on. Luckily, my mom took control of his finances, so when he passed on, he at least had $100,000 in the bank. That's how good my mom is at that shit. She took control of his money. Went to court, won. He was tricking his money out to some white bitch, and I called the bitch up, told her leave my dad alone. Did she listen? No. She had nerve knocking on my mother's door. And there was I think it might have been his daughter, though. She's a white chick. He said it was a picture of his cousin, but I think my dad actually had sex with a white woman. And he was strictly black, but there's some kids in this town that are, from my dad. And I saw a photo. He showed me a photo. And he said it was his cousin. Years ago, I said, this is my dad's cousin. But I'm starting to have doubts now. She might actually have been from a white chick. She looked like a white chick with a tan, but, he was carrying a lot of European DNA anyway. Innocent. What's up? He goes, what's up, boss? How's it going? It's going good, man. Going really good. Did I respond to your message? I thought I messaged you back, but I was thinking back to it. I think I may have forgot. I might have gotten distracted. Panini. I play the guitar. My licks are more tighter than Dyke. I could do a few funky riffs. When I smoke weed, I play music or play video games. It makes me very lazy. Exactly. Supreme, I've created a sex playlist. Cool. And Panini, you goddamn right. R. Kelly, Bump and Grind, that is a good song. That's got that right beat to fuck to. You don't want to, you white guys, you don't want to fuck to acid rock. No. Come on. Have some fluidity to the flow of your ass and your hips in bed so it becomes like this. Yes. Like the way you were stroking this morning.
Lunch. Are you ready for it?
Yeah, I'll be ready for lunch. I'll stop the show in a few minutes.
Keep going on.
What's for lunch, dear?
Chicken and some asparagus.
Chicken and asparagus. I thought we were having that for dinner. I can do the vegetables now. But you already made the shit. Fuck. Tonight we're supposed to just have steamed veggies.
Well, I mean, I haven't made chicken yet.
Actually, I put soy sauce in the veggies. It makes it taste better. And one day she put them on there, and I said, "Did you forget I'm a black man?" You know, she put it light. Well, I don't like lettuce soy sauce. I don't like lettuce soy sauce.
Because I wanted to take my share out. I don't want all that junk in there.
When you get mine in my bowl next time,
I can save this for.
do me like a brother.
Did you hear what I said?
Well, you already done me once today like a brother, so. Yes, I heard what you said.
Okay, so then that means you're getting just veggies.
Tonight. It's going to be a hard night tonight. Maybe I'll do a video while I'm looping out and spacing out from lack of calories.
No, do you want the chicken now or do you want it?
I'll eat it later. I don't want asparagus. I want the steamed veggies.
Well, you're getting
I'm actually liking peas now, fellas. Paid in Full. I like that fucking name. I hope you're a good person, man. Supreme, if I am unemployed, can I still get some? You sound like your brother. Huh?
What kind of question is that?
Of course you can still get some.
So tell them you're unemployed.
Yeah. Okay. Gotta hate using my own family. My son, Tracy, as you guys know, got in trouble. At 16, he was with this Asian group, stealing cars. In fact, the lady told me he used to drive right by me. I never want to see with females. I hope he didn't drive by me with that female's car. Anyway, and speed off, you know. They were stealing cars. When he got out of trouble, finally eventually got out of trouble, he had no job. You know, nobody wants to unemploy a young black male with a record. So he found women that had jobs, that had cars, could pick him up. Jovina. How many cars did these females buy him?
Let's see, he had a couple of bikes. And
Yeah, he had a couple bikes.
I remember 3 or 4 cars.
3 or 4 cars, she remembers. Did he have a job? No. He had blessings from his dad. That game is an energy that flows. And I don't do the hustler method, though. So you're going to have to be a hustler, and that's not my style. Okay? I'm about creating men that go out there and create something for themselves. Even if it's a fucking job, preferably a business. My son, that's what he ended up doing. He couldn't get a job, he created a business. And now he lives in a 5-bedroom house. He drives some kind of BMW. He had what was that car? An RS? Some 2-seater sports car. Wasn't it an Acura? No, it wasn't Acura. It was a Audi 2-seater thing. See, I don't know the new cars. Paid in full. Like it's expensive to go to the club. Yeah. You got to do some what's it called? PLP? Parking lot pimping?
Yeah.
You got to hang outside, brother. You got to hang outside when they come out. Maybe try to catch you one. Or, you know, catch a bitch on the streets. If you got it, hopefully you got at least got a fucking car. Probably not, though. I see a lot of young brothers walking down the streets here. Headphones on, hollering rap music. Don't realize how stupid ass they look. Here's black guy, blacks can be racist. LOL. Nope. Not by the definition. Plus, we don't have the power of racism. We could be prejudiced. There's going to be some comments from Caucasians. I've already done several videos on this. Go look up the definition of racist and then racism before you make a comment. Doesn't fit black folks. We don't have the power to keep you from moving to communities. We don't have the power to prevent you from getting jobs. What about a black business? That's a rarity. Come on. Let's look at the big picture. The entire. Okay? How many black businesses have you seen? Now, we don't have the power to stop you from moving neighborhoods. We don't have power, period. A racist can't just sit there and just be a racist. A racist practice racism. How can we practice racism? Racism is an economics thing also. I know, it makes you feel bad that we want to call you racist too. I know. I get it. Again, go study the definition. We can be very prejudiced because of what was done to us. But are we? You know who Dylan Roof is? You probably don't. He shot up a church. Cops took him to Burger King before they took him to jail. They took him alive, by the way. Shot up a black church. What did they do? We forgive him. We're going to pray for him. Every time a black shot by a cop, we forgive him. We're going to pray for him. That's the people that are getting killed. Thanks, Innocence. Says I did. Good. Derek, what happened to SR9? SR9 has sunk back down. Went into seclusion. It's a black guy, laughed my ass off. R&B is best. I see it even in porn. Stop watching porn. You just told the whole gang here you're jacking off, dude. Not good, man. In porn, that some of the white guys go too fast versus the black guys who go slow-mo, even for the women to feel pleasure. Derek Kelly. That's how you know I've been watching for a while. Derek Kelly, that's her night. Okay, yeah, I get you, Derek. No question mark. Painful. I'm a good person, Supreme. I'm a Caribbean brother. Okay. Caribbean originally, but live in Canada. Ah, Canada. A Canuck, as we call them in the States. Call you guys in the States. Paid in full, Caribbean originally, but live in Canada. Aries. Do white guys make up the bulk of your clients/customers? Yeah. Of paid customers. I'm trying to get more Caucasians to come to my webinars and videos, stuff like this. But yes, they do. And would it make more sense if I kissed ass and all that stuff? Yes, it would. Innocent. Giving an update on my game and my status. This game can pull you in real deep. What's going on? Can I still get back to the forum? Are you opening up a new site? Yes. I'm moving my site. I can't afford, after I lost my main channel, as I announced, I'm going to build it back, but I knew eventually it would come to a point where I'd have to move the site because I can't afford to pay my admin. He takes most of the money. The site wasn't for me. It was to give you guys a place to get my podcast shows. I do get money from it a little bit, but I believe I was paying my admin the majority of the income. Plus, I don't know how to use it. I can use a WordPress site, so I'm moving it to a WordPress site. The admin's cool with that. He'll be there to help support the transition. Plus, I realize I'll go for months. Don't need help. It's like a waste of all that money I pay him. I rarely needed some help. Back when the PUAs were trolling my channel and my site, they were injecting spamware into my sites and shit. I need them back then. But they seem to have knocked it off. Their goal was to crush my business, keep me in my box. And it worked. But, hey, I will feel more in charge with the WordPress site because I can use WordPress. Plus, it'll have the forum. WordPress does have a forum. But when you come to the site, first thing you'll see before you go to the forum is the latest podcast show, the latest video, the latest comments, okay, that I make. I'll be able to do a better teaching environment with the WordPress. Hey, it's Black. Do you use a WordPress type forum? Not right now. My admin is an ex-hacker. He was really good. Really good at that stuff. He built a phenomenal forum. for the intellectual type. I appreciate all his work. I never really liked the look of the forum because I'm used to like seeing the front cover on forums. You go to forum, you see like the banner. We have no banner up there. It's all data type stuff, and that type really enjoys that. But we have a shout box. You can do all different stuff with the forum. The only thing I can't do is I can't upload a video. That's why I'm moving it. I can't upload videos right to the forum. That irritates me. I can't upload a fucking photograph to the forum. There are things I want to talk about and show fellas. People don't see my comments when they first come on. You gotta look for a fucking post for me because people make other comments and stuff. So this way I can communicate directly to my guys on my forum who are in the school. Okay? I'll do a better job at teaching what I have to say. Aries, how do your paid white clients compare to your black clients? As far as private, I think the only black client that I had privately was Greece, 2000. I'm trying to think. If I forgot you and you, oh, no, Innocent was under Greece. Yeah, I've never had a black private client, except for Greece. So I really can't compare. As far as buying products, there's no comparison. Brothers will, well, actually, there's elements of that particular society that will try to rip you off. In both of them. Last person, and most of the people that try to rip me off are actually brothers. They'll try to get it for free, but white guys, they'll do the same thing, but not as frequently. There are honorable white guys out there that, you know, they'll pay for the product. So that is actually a better market, as you know, with business anyway. I'm sorry to my brothers, but we're not good for business people. We try to get freebies, hookups, all that kind of shit. So it's like a black thing. Don Alfonso, I did miss your comment. So, yeah. That's why I'm going to private, because that's the market right there. Work with Caucasian males. They're the ones who are willing to pay for expertise. That's the other thing. Black people aren't willing to pay for expertise. You know, they want to, hey, pull my coat, man, for free. Hey, it's Black. I'm trying to create a forum for a site. I'm doing, that's why. Oh, okay. That's why I asked. It's a site for selling herbs and stuff. Okay. Are you using WordPress? Okay, let's see. I must have missed Don Alfonso. He said, did you miss my comment? You know what? You gotta just type it. I can't keep up. Don Supreme, how can get laid during the weekday? Right now, if you just called up some of those old chicks you already know, invite them over for some pizza, you'll get laid. That's how. As far as that, how do you think you can get laid? I'm asking the question right back at you. He also goes, because it seems like I'm always waiting for Friday nights to get laid. But what about the other days? What did I say? Internet dating? Put yourself out there in the market. If you have a hobby, do your hobby. Look for eye contact wherever you go. How can I get girls during the weekdays? Just give me a minute, Don. Your desperation and thirst is so strong. And your question doesn't make good logical sense because you already know the answer. I know I still have to wait, look for icon. Yeah. So what do you think you need to do? Of course, you get out there. Okay, I've already done Fishing for Love. It's a black guy. Innocent. Success, boss. Learning new things. Good. That's what's going on. We'll mail you on the fact that females choose a man, he says in caps. All you have to do is build yourself. Naturally, females find you, search for you. Destined. Supreme, I need to do another private consultation with you again. How much is it? Now you said $200. That's for 4 sessions. I don't want to do just one. And please let me know when you move the site, what the site will be called. Yeah, I'll let you know. Again, it's a feeling thing. I'm waiting for I get the right feeling. For one session, you hit the donation button, donate $50. When I raise the price after I get my new site to $60 for one, I have to make it a discount so it makes it encourage you to buy 4, so I can actually give you some help. I can have this. This is still cool, baby. Yeah, I smell. I'm eating steamed veggies or boiled veggies. It's like, wow. I always pay for quality, and your shows have a lot of quality. You're right about the hookups. I hate that too. They did the same thing on one site I was running. Always for free shit. Yeah. That's because they'll see another brother and dusty dudes will end up showing up. Freebie seekers end up showing up because I'm giving away free content. And that's my fault for attracting them. I shouldn't be doing these talking shows like this. Also. It's hard to stop because I like helping. Even though I get headaches. Like I got a growing headache right now. And it's because things when people, no offense to you, Don, but that simple ass question, you're expecting me to give you miracles, really, is what I think you're looking for or something, but it makes my brain lock up. I can't explain it. Aries, fishing for love. Are you going to make interacting more a requirement in the new site? Never liked the lurker elements. Well, there's going to be a forum, and I can never make that a requirement. I've got a lot of lurkers on my forum. These guys, like Tracy Jackson ended up being a lurker. Showed up like this, his 6-pack, and made a post. I require that you make an announcement post. You got to make 5 posts in order to be able to download one of my podcast shows. It was 7. The admin made it 5. I must have said make it 5 or something like that. Is that my lunch?
Yes.
I said no asparagus, right?
Try it though; it's really good.
Okay, you got soy sauce?
Yes, it's right here. I put some in there already. Here's more. That wouldn't be enough vegetables for you, so you have to try the asparagus. It's good. Stop being such a baby. Whiner. Trump.
Oh, that's an insult. Call me like Trump. Let me finish this, fellas, so I can eat my lunch. Your desperation of thirst is so strong. LOL, yeah. Okay, looks like I've caught up. Innocent. Success, I've done that. Innocent. Oh, I think the fellows are still not getting the fact that a female chooses. I keep trying to ram into their heads there, Innocent. You guys just seen what Innocent was achieving when I had the Facebook group. He's an African. Damn, what tribe again, Innocent? Fuck. I hate when I forget shit. Living in Germany. He goes, here's a good example of the animal kingdom. A National Geographic Channel, Animal Fight Night, Home Wrecking Penguin. I used to watch those. Are you going to have a grand sale before or after you move the site. A grand sale? No, not gonna have a grand sale. Speaking of dusty dudes looking for freebies. No, I'm fucking with you, man. Panini, females choose the male, not the other way around. Male choose female, get blown out or used. We got to learn to choose what chooses us. This then, LOL Supreme, I bought almost all of your products. Yeah, that's a good man right there. Your brother? And random, but I haven't been one of those brothers to rip you off. Your brother. Thank you for that, man. What do you think of my products there, Destin? It's Black Eye. I believe you should create a site catered toward women, though. You know, I thought about that because women spend a lot of money. Wait, I know. That's what Double Your Dating Guide did. I saw that back then. How to avoid a player. You know, I'm giving advice on be a player, then how to avoid us.
That would go over well.
Yeah, a lot of women like that advice. They need that advice. But think about it, though. Isn't that conflict of interest?
Kind of.
I got to learn to do something about my moral stuff. This is, I know you guys, light sodium, light soy sauce. Supreme! What about sodium? And I know you guys hate the voice I use. Jovina says she hates it too. Okay, that's all I have time for. That's a lot of veggies. This whole mess, a lot of fucking peas. Do you guys remember when you were kids? If you're like me, the peas sat there. One more thing, collard greens. Our collard greens, me and my brother's collard greens would sit there. We'd fall asleep. I remember little brother falling asleep at the table. He had that big, he was one of those black kids with those big football heads, watermelon heads, way in the front. Boom! Hit the table. My mother wouldn't let us down until we finished our food. Now, I actually like peas. And I actually eat collard greens every now and then, very rarely. As long as they're not my mother's collard greens. When Jovita makes them, they're good. I'm out of here, fellas. A higher calling is calling me. My stomach. Peace.